You probably thought you had your battery game down. You knew about those three magic numbers. You knew about cranking amps, which was measured at 32 degrees, cold cranking amps, which was measured at 0 degrees, and the reserve capacity, which is basically they put a load on the battery and see how long it will last. But there is a brand new number out there that could confuse you. But for some batteries, like this AGM, it makes more sense. I'm talking about amp hours. If you have a 1 amp hour battery, that means that that battery can produce 1 amp of power for 1 hour. But with car batteries, it's a little bit different. The industry, well, it's accepted the 20 amp hour cycle. Basically, it's putting 5 amps on a battery and seeing how many hours it will last. From this, they can ascertain how much energy is inside of a battery. Here's kind of a kicker too. A lot of manufacturers, for their battery specifications, well, for some vehicles, they're only going to have an amp hour rating for the battery. Since a lot of these vehicles, it's a global platform. So you're going to have amp hours, but you may not have the same cold cranking amps and that rating in the service information. You need to be aware of this. Some German vehicles, well, they actually ask for the amp hour rating of the battery that you're installing when you reset the battery monitor. Knowing this information is critical. If you throw a battery in that doesn't have an amp hour rating, don't guess. It could actually get you into problems with the battery overcharging. So here are your two takeaways about amp hour ratings. Basically, a battery that can produce 1 amp for 1 hour is 1 amp hour. Battery manufacturers for 12 volt batteries, they use a 20-hour cycle. In other words, that 20 hour, instead of 1 amp, they're using 5 amps and then going the number of hours rated on the battery itself. So just keep those two things in mind when you're selecting a battery for a vehicle that requires an amp hour rating. I'm Andrew Markell. Thank you very much.